Moving into my college career, I have chosen to study English literature. The Marcel canon has had a huge impact in my life, and throughout this past year I have noticed two specific ways that the modern education system has warped the study of literature. Perhaps the more obvious of these is the use of literature as a political tool. Students are taught to dissect all the bits of cultural and political messages, arguments, and worldviews out of the body and life of the work. Instead of having the pupils read Shakespeare because his work is some of the most important and beautiful in the English language, they do so in an attempt to show the backwardness of antiquity. Jane Austen is read because she is said to have had a feminist agenda, not because her novels display some of the best examples of human nature, wit, and wisdom. This constant need to read one's own political leanings or ideas into literature of the past has tainted the modern education system. Perhaps this first issue is not so much of a threat in homeschool circles, but the second could lie closer to home. Namely, that most people approach education as a utilitarian good. Each subject is pursued simply because it may be useful for some task or career opportunity in the future. This pattern extends to the study of literature. The Common Core promotes the study of literature for developing quick analytical skills and helping children prepare for college. Speed reading drills are used to help the brain to quickly detect patterns in worksheets, artificially provide students with a guide to making their own personal inferences about a story. Yes, these exercises may be beneficial, but surely there is far more to the study of literature than this. We have looked at two problems with the modern study of literature, but what does healthy study look like? It has little to do with politics and is not primarily concerned with utilitarian ends. It does not treat its students as cogs in a great machine meant solely to add to the ongoing political battle and to the workforce, but as human beings with individual souls. Human beings are made to love and desire truth, goodness, and beauty. They long for real experience, to touch and taste and see. We must realize that a novel or a poem or a play can do that. In C.S. Lewis's An Experiment in Criticism, he speaks about the fact that literature can be life-giving. Quote, "Literary experience heals the wound without undermining the privilege of individuality. In reading great literature, I become 1,000 men and yet remain myself. Like the night sky in the Greek poem, I see with a myriad of eyes, but it is still I who see. Here, as in worship, in love, in moral action, and in knowing, I transcend myself and am never more myself than when I do." End quote. High school students cannot go on to live a full life if they are force-fed reading as a means to some utilitarian end. They must be taught to love it and enjoy it, to meet themselves amongst the characters of a book, and, after all, to come to a better understanding of mankind and the nature of this life.